Hi everyone and welcome to Radull Live. Today we are on location. We're at the gym at the Hill Park Hotel here in Upper Hill and I am with a Kenyan superstar. Introducing in the red corner, Omar Kasongo. Omar, habari yako?
Salama sana.
Welcome to Radull Live.
Thanks.
Now, unfortunately, I have a very, not unfortunately, but I have a very young audience most of the time who don't know who Omar Kasongo is. First of all, tell us, how did you get into boxing? What age were you?
I got into boxing, I think, at the age of 10. I was born and raised in Kibra here. They call it the biggest slum in Africa or something like that.
In Africa, they claim.
Oh, yeah, they claim that. So, I don't know, things were a bit tough, growing up, so you have to find a way of... I was actually playing football, and then we'll play football, and then from the football we go into the gym just to learn how to box. But then at the same time, when we got in the gym, the coach saw something in me, like I was really...
He saw a talent.
Yeah, he saw the talent, and then he encouraged me to keep coming all the time. But then my uncle used to be a boxer as well. So he used to box for Kenya prisons here at Langata. So it wasn't far. I used to walk him to the gym, and then we go back home. And then there's a time, somewhere around 1983, they opened up a gym.
You were not born.
They opened up a gym in Kibra. It's called Olympic. Now it's Kibra Olympic Boxing Club, but it used to be Olympic Boxing Club. So that coach, he's passed on now. His name was Alias Gabirari. He's the one who saw the talent in me and then encouraged me to keep coming all the time.
So it was almost by accident?
Yeah,
by default?
Much, yeah, because it was at the Woodley grounds. We'll play football, and then all of us will go into the gym to just play around. Yeah. But then he saw there's something in this kid, so he just encouraged me. And then after that, he used to take me to tournaments. When he used to have a team called Kenyan Cooperative Criminals. They had a boxing team that time. So he used to take me to places when we were not in school. When they go to Nakuru or Kisumu or Nanyuki, he'll take me with him, and then find some kid on the other side. We can do a special contest. So that's how I
Then he realized,
there's
really?
something, yeah. And it was fun to travel. When you're young like that, you travel with the older guys. It was so fun. So I just kept training and training.
Yeah. So you're going, you're thinking, it's a road trip, I'm traveling, I'm enjoying myself.
It was fun.
But you're actually developing something, and you're developing a love and passion for the sport.
For the sport, yeah.
Can you remember your very first, I won't say professional, but your very first fight where you're competing with somebody? And how old
my
were
first
you?
I was 13 years old at the time, I think. There was a selection for a team going to Zimbabwe for some tournaments for the juniors. We were supposed to go to Zimbabwe, and then I won pretty much all my matches, all my tournaments, all my fights. And then we were training somewhere in Karibangi. That time there was a coach called Eddie Musi, but he passed on as well. But, we used to go train there, and then we trained until last month. The last few weeks, they said there's no funds. We couldn't go to the tournament. But at that time, that's good. When the coach decided just to be taking me to special contests, and then I was when we were training, I will beat all my age mates. So I'll start sparring at 13 or 14-year-old there. I'll start sparring with the senior guys, doing at the gym. Because
already?
The kids are already, I was above them, yeah.
But you don't say.
No.
You say, so you train with the older boys?
The older boys, yeah. Even I started fighting in the National League when I was 15 years old.
15 years old, you're already in the National League?
Yeah.
Did you play for, like you said your uncle was with prisons, were you under prison? You're also under prisons?
No, I wasn't under prisons. He used to play with prisons, but he took me to see him train, but then I played for KCC.
Oh, Kenya Cooperative Creameries at the time.
It was my first club, yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's where Alice Gabriel used to teach there.
Tell me about your first international event that you actually went for. And I can see here 1990. Wow!
Yeah.
Still, half these people were not born. Commonwealth Games, you reached quarterfinals, that was in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Was that your first international?
Yeah, it was a long trip.
Hey,
took
New Zealand
took us like 3 days to traveling. I think we went and stopped somewhere in Singapore and slept over and then continued with the trip. That was I think the longest trip I've gone so far.
That's a long trip.
Yeah.
And how old were you at the time?
I was 19 at the time.
19.
Yeah.
So tell me about what's going through your mind as you're traveling and you're thinking, are you thinking this is going to be my career? I'm going to do well, or I'm just going to enjoy the experience?
Actually, at the time, I was just thinking about enjoying the experience. I didn't know about like if I'll be continuing with the boxing, but
you get to New Zealand, first fight.
Yeah, I won the first fight, and then I lost the second fight on the quarterfinals. And at that age, I thought maybe this is not my time yet. I'll just go back and train harder, So.
But still, you came back. I mean, if I look at what you have 2 Commonwealth golds, you've appeared in the Olympics. So when you came back from New Zealand, did you continue to train in the same club under KCC, or how did it go?
Yeah, no. When I came back, there was a team, Kenya Post and Telecommunications. They had some good boxers, so they got me a job there. And I just finished school at the time, and I went to Kenya Post. In Posta, we were like a very good team. All of us, most of us, half of us were in the national team. So it was a good team. And it boosted us. We were training. They took us to training camps every 2 weeks before a fight. We'll go to Machakos for 2 weeks. There's residential training. And at that time, there was every month at least there's a league. And then there's even international tournaments. They'll take us to King's Cup. We'll go to this like Bruno Rafiki. We used to fight with Uganda every December, like Jamhuri Day. We'll fight against Uganda. That was a good exposure. You get that exposure. And then there's a tournament where we used to go to Denmark. I do a Scandinavian tour: Denmark, Sweden, Germany, that area. And then after that, then you get this. In 1991, we went to the All African Games in Egypt, Cairo. The same thing. I did the quarterfinals as well.
And those days, when you used to travel abroad, was it Posta? Was it the company paying or the government?
No, it was the government.
It was the government that would fund these trips for training.
Yeah.
I don't know what has happened now. I hope we're changing that again, because I see. But if I remember that period well, I don't. I was very, very small. But if I remember, in the 80s and 90s, a lot of boxing was supported by corporates. The way you're saying, Posta, prisons, railways. I mean, I think that is what
KPA. They had a good team as well.
Is that what you would attribute to the vibrancy of boxing back then?
Because there was a lot of competition. Every team needs to have like a good boxer and for their team to win or something like that. So there's good competition. Every guy you go to fight, you have to fight a good person. They have like 2, 3 on the same weight category, but they bring out their best too. So you have to, if you win that one, you're on top.
And tell me about your first Commonwealth gold.
My first Commonwealth gold, that was in Canada. Actually, I was at the trials. I was a light heavyweight. I was a light heavyweight, and then I don't know, something happened with the heavyweight, and then 2 of us, we were from the same team in the light heavyweight. We were called in the national team camp. Me and Odhiambo, my friend. We were friends. We trained in the same gym. We sparred together and everything, and then we were in the national team together. But then he got, because he was a bit short, I think. That's why they left him on the light heavy, and then they took me to heavyweight.
Because of height.
Yeah. Then that was my first fight for heavyweight, and I won a gold medal. I was so shocked by myself.
So you were even in the wrong category.
Yeah,
well, not wrong, but you could do
I did better. Yeah, and that's when it opened up everything for me.
Who were you playing? Who were you up against? Can you remember which country that
was? There's some Irish guy. There's a Canadian. I started with the Ugandan. I beat him up. The Ugandans, I used to beat them in stock fights. You know, at some point. Used to beat them. At some point, I went to the Bruno Rafiki in Uganda, and the guy, he's at home, but then he didn't come to the ring. He decided, I'm not going to fight Omar.
He said, I'm not going to go and lose at home.
Yeah.
With Omar. So you're going through this fight. I'm trying to take your head back to that first gold.
Yeah.
You're going through the fight. At what point did you realize, and how did you feel when you realized gold?
No, after beating that Irish guy, he was a really big guy, like tough. Looked like I thought he was in the army or something. But then I had the speed and the techniques I beat him up with the speed and my techniques. Yeah, those ones. Yeah. The footwork.
Not we just see in movies, eh?
Movements and speed and. But that's what it is in boxing. Your speed matters a lot, and your cardio. You have to be so fit for the movements and everything.
Because you're from here, eh?
Yeah. Everything is tough. Like you have to be strong.
Wow. So and then you win and it's declared.
So after the semi-final, I knew I was fighting a Canadian in the finals. I knew if I beat the Irish guy, the finals would be easier. The finals was easier for me. I just went in there. I was so confident and I was happy. I just enjoyed the game.
And then you come home. I hope you were celebrated at home.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Yeah.
Those days, and shame on us, eh? Because those days we used to really celebrate our boxers.
Yeah, the airport was full of people, and my Nubian people, they came over with our traditional songs and stuff like that. It was so fun. From there, I knew I'll just stick on to boxing now. But then after that, I just won a lot of medals. All the other medals I won. From the 94, I went to another tournament, I got another medal, a gold as well.
Commonwealth golds in Canada 94, Africa Amateur Boxing gold.
African Championship.
Kings Cup Thailand gold.
Yeah, that was in 95.
All Africa Games 95 against Zimbabwe gold.
Yeah.
Then 96 Olympics.
Eastern Central. They had a tournament, another gold again. And then by 96, I was ranked number 5 by the International Boxing Association.
Wow.
I was number 5 in the world.
International boxing.
Yeah.
What?
I was 5th ranked. And then when going into the Olympics, I knew this will be easy. I'll be in the finals so easy. But then something just happened in the quarterfinals again. I lost to this Canadian guy. He was a bit taller than me.
Were you overconfident, or was it?
That's just the problem. That's the problem.
Overconfident.
Yeah. So I was aiming for that Cuban guy. I didn't have anything to. This Canadian, I didn't know him. I didn't know him, but he was like a Nigerian turned Canadian. He just came out of nowhere.
So you were not even focusing here. You were focusing.
I was focusing on the Felix Savon. His name was the Cuban guy. Even him, he knew there was an African guy coming to me here. Yeah, but then
you got the wrong one.
Yeah.
But you learn from such experiences.
Oh yeah.
What did the Olympic experience teach you, and what was the experience like? Because such few athletes in the world even qualify for Olympics, let alone win. You know.
Yeah, to qualify especially it's a big thing as well to be, because the whole world is over there in Olympics. But it was fun to be in the Olympics, just be an Olympian.
And you came back again and won another Commonwealth?
Yeah,
Championship gold.
That was in South Africa, Mabato. Yeah.
I want to see some of these medals. Before we take our first break, I want to see some of these medals. You can pick them up. Which ones are the gold?
All these are gold. This is the.
All these are gold.
This is the Commonwealth one. This was the first Cup, Federation of Eastern Central Africa, and Kings Cup here.
That's his King's Cup. King's Cup is a nice medal.
That was a gold and that's the silver for the King's Cup.
Super. Hey, these ones are heavy.
Yeah, the King's Cup.
Solid, eh?
There's the Commonwealth Boxing Championships medal. All African Games.
Oh, these are fantastic. This is a brilliant achievement. Thank you. I understand in Kenya, your only competition in Kenya was the Mr. Robert Wangila. May he rest.
Yeah, that's. But I was 18 at the time. I was a bit younger.
You boxed Wangila.
Yeah.
So you're much younger than him.
Yeah, I was much younger.
Man.
Thank you. Yeah.
So tell me about the experience of boxing with Wangila.
It was.
I'm assuming he was like your role model.
Yeah, he was my role model because I was a junior. I was still a junior when he was in KCC as well with me. Yeah, but then after KCC he went to Kenya Breweries. That's where when he was in the national team. But then I knew he was a bit older than me, but I'll try to use my speed as well. Speed and the techniques, that's what I used to do. And they say, but he had a strong punch, he was very strong, the guy. But the same thing happened to me at light middleweight. I went to fight this Mohamed Arungi. We were the same team as well in the KCC, and then he was fighting for Kenya Prisons. But then with him in 89, that's when I won, and then joined the national team from there. I won in the light middleweight. He was a light middleweight, and he went to the 1988 Olympics. As well. Him and Wangila.
Well, I want us to take a short break. I'm with Omar Kasongo here. He's a fantastic, he's a Kenyan legend, just in case you don't know. A Kenyan legend, boxed in a time when Kenya was really appreciated, when boxing was really appreciated here in Kenya.
At the time,
Unfortunately, things have changed a little bit, and I want us to discuss that after the break. So don't go anywhere. We're going to continue this conversation with a legend right after the break. This is when we used to appreciate our athletes. I'm seeing here, this is April 2000. Presidential Awards, Decorations and Medals, Silver Star Award from the Ministry of Home Affairs. Let me just read it for you. I'm pleased to inform you that His Excellency the President has accepted our recommendation through the Office of the Vice President and Ministry of Home Affairs, Heritage and Sports that you be awarded a Silver Star Medal for your sterling performance in the field of sports. On behalf of the sporting fraternity, therefore, I'd like to congratulate you for this achievement and hope that this incentive will spur you to greater heights of performance, both as an athlete and a future administrator. What did this mean to you? Na ilikuja na nini?
That's the thing. Ilikuja na kitu.
Barua tu.
At the time people around kapatiru barua. Kamba basha ingine tu nipatiwa kamba.
Well, it's good to recognize, but it should come with something. It should come with something. There's only one language we speak, and this, of course, is Coca-Cola Sports Personality of the Year, 1990, July 95, Omar Kasongo. Hey. This is nice. This is nice. Congratulations.
Thank you.
But for future, lazima ikuje na kitu. The kitu we understand. Anyway, we still have half a show to get through, but this is brilliant. This is brilliant. Welcome back. This is Radull Live, and of course we are coming to you live from the gym at the Hill Park Hotel in Upper Hill, where I am speaking to a Kenyan legend, a boxer, Commonwealth gold medalist twice, and other gold medals that he has shown us before the break, Omar Kasongo in the red corner. Omar, I think we're having I'm enjoying this conversation. I'm really enjoying this conversation. Of course, the first half you're telling us all about your life, but now I want you to tell me what you think about the boxing landscape in Kenya today, because I feel in your days, you had all these corporates like KCC, Poster, the discipline forces, all behind boxing. But nowadays it seems we barely hear about boxers. Maybe Okwiri here, maybe Gisharu here, you know, Konje when she's boxing. So what do you think about the difference in the landscape now to when you were actively boxing and competing?
I think lately there's hardly any competition, because the parastatals now they don't hire like boxers. I don't know why, because you can see a place like Railways, they still have a football team, they have like a netball team or something. Volleyball, yeah. But then what happened to the boxing team? They don't. KPA, the same thing. They have a football team still going on. Bandari, yeah. But then what happened to the boxing team? Where is the boxing at the Ndiki
Poster, nothing.
Yeah, Poster, the same thing. Those people, if they hired people to like they can hire boxers and still be working at the same time, and at the same time go to do their boxing, and that will be a good advertisement for the company as well.
Because boxing has its following. It is equally as popular as any other sport. As any other sport. And right now, I think it's only the discipline forces that have maintained
maintaining the
support.
The support. But then that's even now with them. Yeah, they hire the boxers. But then they'll hire the boxers, and then they take them. They have like 4 lightweights, or 5 welterweights. You know. So they'll only bring one to be fighting all the time. The other 4 are, okay, they've given them a job. It's a good thing to have a job, yeah? But then now...
But you want to fight?
His talent is just disappearing in the barracks. You know, I think they should just, even like the forces, they should start, like the police. They used to have a GSU team and an AP team as well. They can still do that and then put them in the league. But then they just take all these boxers, they put them in the Kenya police, they're in the Kenya police. But then the one who is on top has to stay there until he's like worn out, and then they'll bring out the other one from the...
So a lot of boxers don't even get the chance to compete.
To compete as well. Yeah, he gets a job, he's a good boxer, comes from Mtaani, gets a job, but then he just stays in the barracks. You know.
Right now, in fact, I don't even know if the league runs as regularly as it used to. I know they used to run it, I think it was 5 legs a year. In 5 different locations for a whole weekend, but some years there's a league, some years there's no league.
There's no league, yeah.
It's very unfortunate.
I don't know, COVID came in and it is mamisha vitu mingi.
But even before COVID, I remember having conversations with the Professional Boxing Association, because there are 2. And even before COVID, the amateur, sorry, not the professional, the amateur. They had a problem with holding the league regularly. I see you, when you came back, you started your boxing academy.
I had an academy.
What happened to your academy? Because I know now you train people here. Do you still have your
I still have
Kasongo?
The academy. I still have the academy. But then now most of them are gone professional. Because now going into the league, it's so difficult for them. You find they go to the league, and then when they beat a police person or an army person, all the officials there belong to the army or the forces. So they'll just give it to them, and you can't say anything, you can't complain.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, you can't complain. You just have to let it be.
So they're feeling like they can't develop through the...
Yeah, so they decided to go professional. But I'm still helping the other kids in Mtaani. Like when they're interested, I'll help them out.
Go professional. And explain to those who don't understand the difference between amateur and professional boxing.
Professional boxing is where you fight bare-chested. You don't put on a... And then the rounds are different. They start from 4 rounds, 6 rounds, 8 rounds, and 10 rounds. But the amateur, you just have 3 rounds only, 3-minute rounds.
And amateur is where it's like the league boxing is considered amateur.
Yeah, the league
professional is when you're fighting also for belts.
For belts, or you can just fight non-title fight, but then you don't wear a top.
You don't wear a top.
Yeah.
But just when the professional boxers are those who they have promoters.
Yeah,
and the promoters organize a fight.
Yeah.
Like the way we see the Mayweather and Pacquiao. Those are like professional boxing.
Yeah.
And in Kenya, I mean, I've seen recently a few people trying to come up and bringing this Tanzanian loudmouth. Entertaining guy.
Mtukazi.
Mtukazi.
Mandonga.
Yes.
Yeah, Mandonga is an entertainer.
He's an entertainer. He's an entertainer, but he can also box. And I guess that's what we miss in Kenya. Charismatic people to attract us to go and watch boxing.
Boxing, yeah.
But I think, what do you think about Rayton Okwiri? Because he also did well for the country, but he has decided to go professional.
Yeah.
Has a good team behind him. I met them the other day, trying to support his professional aspirations. I know he's going to Boston in June.
Yeah. He's got now. I think his management wasn't as good, but now I think he's got a good management now team. So I'm sure he'll improve his
He'll improve his skill.
Yeah, his skills. Yeah.
And improve the name of boxing. Because that's what Kenya misses. We miss
somebody up there.
We had Congestina, and it's good now. She's getting well in Mombasa. She was a character. The others seem a little bit subdued.
The likes of even Fatima Zarika, she went on to win the WBC world title.
Yes. Yeah. She needs to be louder. I had her on my show the year before last. A lovely, lovely lady. But at the time for her, she had to go to Dubai and get a job in a boxing gym.
Yeah.
So it's like we're not giving our boxers the opportunities, and that sometimes frustrates me.
It does. So like somebody like Fatima, she got frustrated because of not getting any support. Then she decided, she had the title here in Nairobi, and then she decided to go fight the girl in Mexico, back in their home yard. That's like giving away the belt. She couldn't have done that. So she didn't have you need some people who can support you a little bit.
Actually, I remember in the conversation we had with her, she was really angry.
I think so.
And I think there's a time she came from a fight. And she won and was given, I think, $500. Yet they had made like a million shillings.
Millions of with that belt, she needs to make like millions. That's the same belt like Mayweather and them. They have the WBC belt, and she's getting
$500.
$500 out of on a belt like that.
Yeah, so it's unfortunate because there also seem to be a lot of.
I think the managers who took her there, they knew she didn't know anything about. How the money goes
around.
Things work. How things work,
she probably signed papers and didn't know what you're signing.
Exactly,
Do you have, like the boxers under you, do you have a system where you guide them completely? If they get a contract, you're there to advise them?
Yeah, no, for this ones, they haven't gotten a contract yet because because they haven't found, if they get a promoter, then they can, every fight they do, they have to sign a contract in every fight. Not like a full, like you'll be
owned by someone for a year.
Not that. It's not to that point yet.
But you guide them in some.
We just guide them to say, don't do this, do that.
Yeah, because I would have felt from where boxing was in the 70s, 80s, 90s, between you, Wangila, and now things should have been much better, but they were better 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate.
I don't know what happened. I don't know. Our corruption in Kenya too. Let me just say
but it's frustrating. It's frustrating, and I hope that we can change things along the way. I want to ask you about several athletes. Which other sport are you interested in apart from boxing? At least just watching, not playing. I know you also play football.
I watch runners. They make us proud,
our athletes. What do you think about Eliud Kipchoge?
Eliud Kipchoge she's doing a good job wherever he is now. Like he's an idol. Like everybody, the whole world knows about him.
Looks up to him.
The whole world knows about him.
I feel Kenyan sometimes. The other day he was at the Boston Marathon and he came sixth. And Kenyans were like, and I was like, shame on you, run your own marathon several times before you criticize.
They said he was going for what do you call that? Like to be seen. But like he didn't go to compete.
Which is unfortunate because every athlete has an off day.
Yes. Sometimes you lose, sometimes you win.
You've told me how you went for Olympics.
That's part of the game, yeah.
Your focus was on the wrong thing. And, and it wouldn't be fair to criticize you for having an off day. What do you think about, let me ask you about certain athletes. Ferdinand Omanyala.
Omanyala,
our superstar right now.
Right now, he's at his peak now. And I'm sure he'll do well with the support he's getting. And then he's still young, I think.
He's 20, I think he's 27 or 28.
That's
which he still has good years ahead of him. Good years,
but 4 or 5 years of maybe you can do the Olympics and you never know.
And win us gold.
Yeah, win us gold as well. Yeah.
Those are our dreams.
That's odd. You know, we should praise him for that. You know, out of Africa, the sprinters are mostly from US or Jamaica.
Yeah.
That's what we used to think, but now we got to our own from here. We should support him a lot.
We support him, and we have a lot of other upcoming athletes. I saw there was Emeta, who ran with him in South Africa the other day. Who was about 10:26, 10:22.
Oh yeah,
very good time. Came second in South Africa.
Okay.
And we have several other 100-meter athletes coming through. What do you think about? Do you watch rugby at all?
A little bit.
A little bit?
Yeah.
Who do you look? Who do you see there? Collins Injera? Do you watch him?
He's a big name.
He's a big name.
Everybody has to know him. You know, he scores a lot of goals.
He tries. He's broken records, and it just shows the talent that Kenya has.
Yeah.
I just wish we would nurture it more, because I find that we celebrate you after you bring these medals, but we don't help you
at the time
grow.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So you think we should do more? There's more that needs to be done.
I don't know if the management part is supposed to be like giving advices to the athletes at the time when you're still at your peak, you know, you're still growing. So they grow with you and then, just let you be.
What's in store now for Omar Kasongo?
For Omar Kasongo now, I'm training people now here and here and there, like I do part-time, personal training as well. Yeah, and then I have this academy, trying to grow it, to nurture some more talents. When I see a talent, then I just give them morale, you know. And
offer yourself for some management positions? Federations?
Maybe. Federations? There's too much politics around that area. So I think I'll just stay on the coaching side here.
Yeah, sometimes it can divert your attention because you end up just getting into something and fighting the politics instead of doing the work.
Yeah.
What do you think about Gisharu?
He's doing his thing. He's got an academy as well in South Bay, I think.
He has kids in South Bay. We interviewed him the other day at the Madari police post.
Yeah.
He also has some.
He's doing good as well.
Yeah. And he's a painter, very talented.
Yeah, I saw that on Facebook, was it?
All round. Well, Omar, I just want to wish you the best.
Thank you.
I just want to wish you the best.
Right.
Do you see Kenya getting to any Olympic goals or Commonwealth goals in boxing anytime soon?
It'll take some time. I think they'll have to start with start with the juniors. You know, the 12 to 16-year-olds there. So that will be another 2 Olympics to come. So they should just groom these kids to where they are, to another level. Then take them to different tournaments, like just keep them busy, active, you know.
To improve the competitiveness.
Yeah.
Among the kids you train right now, have you identified any that you can say this young boy here could, given the right support, get Kenya Olympic gold?
Yeah, there's a few kids here, like Denzel, but he's gone professional already. But now he's got a belt already as well. Denzel Onyango. He just fought 3. He just won 3 of his matches, and the 4th one he got a title.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how old is he right now?
He's 21.
Okay, so there could be a future there.
It can be. You can do another
Big
5
future
good
there.
years and bring the name of Kenya up again, like Conjestina did, and
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Omar Kasongo did. So guys, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for coming on the show. I've seen a boxing, what's it called?
Bag, punching bag.
Punching bag outside there. You have to come and teach me some moves.
No worries, yeah. Anytime you come in.
It's good for the boxing. Is good. I see a lot of girls taking up boxing.
Yeah. To toy, yeah.
Itaenda. I've been told that's how it goes.
Yeah.
That's how this is
punch
going
the
to
bag
go.
hard and then do some physical push-ups and stuff.
Okay, I'm taking the notes. I'm theoretically taking the notes. I need to get practical. But thank you so much, Omar Kasongo. I've really enjoyed this discussion with you.
Thanks.
I hope you see boxing going to the next level. Eh?
Thanks for having me.
It's us who are going to do it. Me and you.
Okay.
And people like us.
Cool.
Who like this sport, who have to take it to the next level. But thank you so much.
And
don't hit hard.
I know.
Guys, thank you so much for watching Radull Live. It's been such a pleasure here. We've been at the gym here at Hill Park in Upper Hill, where Omar Kasongo, 2 Commonwealth golds, Olympian, so many pieces of silverware here, has been trained people who come to the gym, and of course has done Kenya proud. So thank you for watching Radull Live, and I hope when you see boxers on the streets, you'll wave and say we appreciate you. We will see you again next week. Bye-bye.